Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Puffco Peak Pro Dab of the Day. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe to the channel, join the family, send a like our way, and I respond to all comments. Who are the worriers out there in the world? Who worries? Well, do you know that overprotective parents tend to raise worriers? That's right. Reverse parenting, where child takes care of the parents, also creates worriers. It might not be biologic, but people think it could be environmental. The feeling of safety, quote unquote, that my mom will keep me safe, should be internalized and grow along with us. But for the most part, people feel secure. But if you have a mom that was not available or not consistent, you can develop the mindset that the world is not a good place. Divorce and overprotection can also impact and create this. But what makes us worry? People worry because they think something bad's going to happen. The worriers say that if you can imagine something bad happening, it's your responsibility to worry about it. It affects physical and mental health of the worrier. You're mostly people who are worriers like this overutilizers of a healthcare system. Well, guess what? We see our doctors about every ache and pain or want to talk to them about it. Worriers are more likely to have IBS, just like me, and chronic fatigue and chronic pain, just like me. So, do you worry too much? Well, worrying doesn't always have to be a bad rap, because worry can be a good thing sometimes. If you got a bear in the woods, you got something to worry about. But it depends on the degree in which we worry and how it affects you. Unfortunately, it affects me in a great deal. When I feel like something's wrong internally, I try to make it in my mind, at least, or think about it in my mind that it's the worst case scenario. And that's a very difficult place to be. So you got to think, if you're like me and people like us worriers, that there's a thing out there somewhere that can help us. There's a worry-busting strategy. Maybe we got to make a list of our worries. Maybe we got to analyze that list and look at each item on the list, whether it's productive or unproductive to worry about it. A productive worry certainly is something you can do something about, and an unproductive one would certainly be about something that is out of your control. You want to embrace the uncertainty. Once you've isolated unproductive worries, it's time to identify what you need to accept to get over them. Many people think they know what the future holds. Many people equate uncertainty with a bad outcome, so they say it's going to be bad. But uncertainty is really neutral. So we've got to accept that, and that means we'll be able to control, enjoy, and appreciate life and worry less. Maybe we need to bore ourselves. That's right. Because maybe if we repeat the fear over and over and over again, fear of dying, fear of cancer, fear of more pain, maybe that fear will lose its power. You know, worriers feel that they can't tolerate discomfort. The goal is to be able to do what you don't want to do, or things that make you uncomfortable. Think about it. Worriers tend to avoid new things and situations that make them uncomfortable, like parties and public speaking engagements, because that worry ahead of time makes them avoid them like the plague. And if you're forced to do these things that make you feel like you're uncomfortable, guess what? You'll be able to push through a little bit and rely on worry less. Worriers often have a sense of urgency. Oh my God, I gotta get it done now. It's gonna happen soon. Rather than focus on the urgency, focus on what we're observing. And we ask ourselves, in the present moment, can life be more pleasant or meaningful? That's the key. Because remember, it's never as bad as you think it will be. Anxiety and worry is all about anticipation of what's coming. The what if are always worse, and you feel like something actually happens. Worriers tend to worry about things even if they happen, but they can handle it. Worriers are actually good at handling real problems. Really, believe it or not, I'm a problem solver. Worrying made me into a problem solver all my life. The emotional part of the brain, unfortunately, gets suppressed when you worry. Emotion kicks in, for example, with IBS symptoms, rapid heartbeat. So you want to use your emotions, not get rid of them, okay? Don't get rid of them when you're crying and angry. Because believe it or not, a cry is an expression. You want to talk about the worry. You want to engage in your own cognitive therapy, which we've talked about, which helps change troubled behaviors in many things. Talk to ourselves. Get to the root of that issue. Find a way. See, each individual needs to understand what causes the anxiety to make them worry. And if you dig deep enough, it's just possible that you'll find the early bases where it started and where it got its roots. And then you'll be able to understand worry and deal with it better and maybe even worry less. When I feel like I do right now, my worrying overcomes me. It's the second thing in my brain after I look for breath is, oh my God. I say, oh my God, a lot. And you know what? It's not good, and I'm trying to stop it. I'm trying to help all of you not fall into that same rut. A lot of people don't feel well. A lot of people get situations health-wise that put them in a bookend situation I've spoken about. But the repetitive and ongoing worry that a person like me has, and many of us out there, unnecessary. Not going to fix it. So, thank you for joining me today to talk about worriers, worrying, and maybe how we can overcome it and worry less. We're going to take our nice hit now, diamonds, with our Puffco Peak Pro, and go back to bed, unfortunately, which is where I've been most of the day. But I came for my dab of the day with you all. Have a great one, and thanks for joining me. Cheers, everybody.